Are you still trying to find where you belong in Cincinnati? Well, today we're going to explore the community of Westchester. We've got the pros, the cons, and we've got a little secret for those of you who stay all the way to the end. Let's check out this vibrant Cincinnati suburb right now. Westchester boasts a robust local economy with a very diverse job market. The area is home to several major corporations like Procter & Gamble, GE, and Amazon. However, UC Health is one of the largest employers. And with their arrival, we have sort of had this development of kind of a healthcare corridor, if you will, out at Cox Road and Liberty Way, right off I-75. There's also a lot of warehouse and manufacturing companies offering ample employment opportunities in the area. Location. One of the biggest advantages of living in this area is in strategic proximity to major highways. There's actually 4 exits onto I-75. You're very near 275 and also have quick access to 129, which goes across the western side of Butler County. Well, it goes across Butler County. That's really the important thing to know. So this area was and still is a lot of farmland that has been developed, is getting developed, and as a general rule, feel like there's not as many mature trees. However, I mean, as the years go by, that just keeps changing, but you will find some of the flatter areas were developed, early on, and then now they're starting to get into some of the rolling areas. And honestly, right now, there's very little new construction to be had. There's a few areas where they're still building, but they, much like Mason, seem to be running out of land very quickly. The average home in this area is 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, approximately 2,350 square feet, was built in 1988, and it costs right around $400,000. There are quite a few parks in the area. I'm standing here today at Keeter Park off Barrett Road. Voice of America is certainly the standout. It's a 453-acre park with a 35-acre stock pond, and it literally is in the middle of everything right there at Cox Road, Tylersville, Liberty Way, and I-75. It's in the perfect spot. So no matter where you are, you can kind of get to it. And it has everything. There's fishing, there's kayaking, there's 9 miles of paved walking and running trails. There's a sledding hill and dog parks. They also have playing fields that host tons of soccer tournaments. I've seen disc golf, and also there's a cricket field. Who knew? But wait, there's more. Butler County and Westchester have worked really hard to become kind of a tourist destination, which I live right next to Kings Island, so to me this seemed kind of silly, but honestly, they've done it. You do have Voice of America, which can host those big tournaments. They do a junior triathlon every year where people come in from all over the country to compete. Then if you go down to Union Center area, you've got the main event entertainment area as well as Top Golf. There's a host of restaurants and shopping as well as hotels. So when we have folks like you coming in from out of town, that's usually an area that we recommend because you're right off 75 and very kind of centrally located. If you're not sure where you want to be in Cincinnati yet, that's a great place to start. But when it comes to shopping and dining, you certainly have a lot of options. Down here at City Center, you can have a drink over at Dingle House, maybe nearby have a lovely steak dinner at Jags. They're also building, I don't know if you can see behind me, a ton of apartments. So what I see is just more and more restaurants and shops and different things coming to the area. We also have the streets of Westchester nearby, Voice of America, which has got your Target, your Michaels, all of those kind of things. And then near that, in Liberty Center, right off I-75, in the northern section, and that's your indoor-outdoor mall, kind of your live, work, and play space. But one of the, well, really only one of two malls that are functioning currently in the Cincinnati area. But you can't talk about shopping in this area without mentioning IKEA. Yes, great employer here, as well as obviously fun stuff for your house. And since this is a real estate show, we also have to mention what we call Granite Row. What the heck is that, right? Well, 747 has a ton of granite fabricators as well as other home goods. So if you're looking to renovate something, it's a great way to shop and get quotes from a multitude of different vendors in the area. Lakota Schools services the Westchester area with 20 schools and over 17,000 students. Lakota is ranked 7th in the Cincinnati area, according to niche.com, with an overall grade of A. Interestingly, the district ranks 2nd in the area for athletes, right behind Mason if you are only looking in the Ohio area. But let's not forget that Miami University also has a presence in Westchester. And don't forget taxes, because Westchester is a township. There's no earnings tax. Property taxes are probably a little bit higher because of that. Westchester does have its own police and fire. So Westchester is very car dependent. There's not a lot of public transportation. I don't even know what it's called because we don't use it. Yeah, there's like a park and ride from the Meyer on Tylersville, and that's literally all I've ever seen. And then there are some bike paths on some of the bigger roads, like Cox Road in Tylersville. But oh my gosh, like it just seems absolutely terrifying because they're very trafficy. So I don't know that that's really a good option for people either. Just plan to have a car if you want to live here in this area. And just another thing to note, Butler County is really big, and Westchester, being a township, has streets cleaned by county road crews, is my understanding. There's a lot of ground for them to cover. So when we do have snow and ice, just know that it's a little bit more challenging for them to get everything clean and, ready for everyone to drive on quickly. So just make sure that if you do move into the area that you understand that and be a little bit patient during times of bad weather. So one other downfall of this area is the very competitive real estate market. Homes go very quickly. There's so much demand. And as we mentioned earlier, average sale price about $400,000. And since that's a little bit below some of the other really desirable areas, this place gets a lot of traffic. So plan your trip and plan to make a decision because the median days on market, 2. All right, but remember I mentioned a secret? It's right here. Westchester uses Butler County water. It comes from Hamilton, which has the best tasting water in the world. So the other fun fact, it's also the cheapest in town. Lots of good things that make Westchester a great place to call home. But what do you guys think? What did we forget? And what do you still need to know? All right. We'd love to hear from you directly, but always you can start a conversation in the comments section.